Hello everybody. Okay, so you have been hearing me, is there a better word than say complain about these rockers which are stuck. And okay, you can see these ones, the middle ones came loose first, okay, but you will still see this one is stuck. Yeah, at the one end, both of them was stuck on both ends. This one was most stuck. It was really bad. Now what I'm about to show you is, I'm not saying this is the way to go. I'm saying considering that it's sort of a have nothing to lose scenario. I don't know if I will ever be able to fix this engine, although I think we will if we can get the parts though. Okay, but that's a different story. The thing is, these things were stuck. They were rusted, well, as you can see. The thing is, the first time when I saw the rust, I didn't take this thing apart. Okay, I should have. And I should have cleaned everything over there, right there and then. But I left it, and now it's rusted solid, or it was. So I let it be overnight in this bath of oil and diesel, which was sort of the leftover from the cleaning process of the engine. And then every day I would come, and this is one of the things that I think you should not do unless you have nothing to lose, but I would go and tap away with a hammer. It was not actually this hammer, it was a different hammer. I would tap away a little bit on the one side and then on the other side. And the reason why I do this is turn it one way, then turn it back. It comes from a video that I saw, a YouTube video that is all about if you have a rusted bolt, how to remove this rusted bolt. What they say is you have to move, first turn it in one direction and then again in the opposite, and so on and so forth. So you wiggle it until otherwise you are going to break it. So I've done sort of a similar thing over there. I want to say it didn't work. Maybe it did work. It brought me to a place where I could take it further. I don't know. Well, what I can tell you is what I've done is I came to the head and I've done a few things that I suppose are very naughty. Okay, so first thing, doesn't want to fit onto this so nicely anymore, but I've placed it on both these bolts, the rockers, and then I would take this spanner, 20 millimeter, doesn't really matter so much, but why I've done this is I would yank it upwards, and then you will see it doesn't want to really yank the other way, so then you have to get it in at the bottom and yank it the other way ever so slightly every time, and then at a certain point, okay, I said no, it looks like it's going to turn all around, so I took it and brought it to this side, and what I have done is I would insert it over here, turn it one way and then turn it the other way a few times. I've done that quite a few times, and as I've done that, it actually moved outwards, also with a little bit of support from this and the spring over here. The spring pushes outwards and it gives a tendency to push it out. So finally when it got out, the first thing that I've done is I took a little bit of sandpaper, and instead of rubbing it this way, I've rubbed it this way. Also there's a reason why I've done this. The thing is, it all has to do with this little device. Maybe I should show you in this way. This little device. Yeah, sorry for the mess, guys. Usually there's a car parked actually over here. But yeah, now it's my working bench and everything. It's not even mine over here. But okay, that's not, you don't have to know this. But this thing turns in this direction, right, inside of your piston. And you will know your piston will go this way. So this goes in 90-degree, or it will take away at a 90-degree angle compared to what happens in the engine normally. And for this reason, I've decided to do the same thing over here. So I know these things, they move like this, the rockers. Okay, they move like this. So I don't want to sand it in the same direction. I want to sand it in a direction like this. I've actually done it like this, and it did not take a lot of sanding, guys, and you will see afterwards. Look at that. Just a little bit of sanding that has made all of this possible. Okay, so a very, very, very small amount of rust over there. Or what, is it only rust? I don't know. I suppose it's only rust. That gave me, is that now weeks? Definitely days of problems. Okay, but now look at that. It is just removing a little bit of that rust over there. So I almost want to say, watch out that you do not do that too much. Okay, the reason also why I've inserted in the first instance onto both these bolts is to not bend things too much, if possible not at all. Okay, so this was part of the idea. I think I've succeeded. Guys, yeah, well, let me tell you this, my personal opinion about this is, look at that, it's fantastic. This was something that was, let's say, half an hour ago, it was not turning. I could not turn it. I could turn it slightly with my hand if it was in a very, very specific position. And if I turn it, it didn't want to turn back. So yeah. So at this stage, look at this. It's moving. It's fantastic. It's removed. Okay. So very glad to say that. I'm going to sort of go through the same process with this little supporter. I don't know what you call it. I can go and always investigate. But as you should know by now, I'm not the mechanic. I have a mechanic that helps me, a retired person that helps me with all of this, a friend of mine from church. So this is the person that helps me with all these things. And so I was also working on boats, just by the way. So over here, little bit of a different scenario, because you cannot really turn it too much with your hands. Also, yeah, I had to oil it quite a bit. Okay, almost forgotten to say that. I had to oil it quite a bit, and this one is nice because you can oil it a little bit on the inside as well. That's going to definitely help. I do not recommend you do what I've done. Take this thing. Maybe you should get another bolt to do that. I think really if you can get hold of all the parts, rather try to get another bolt. Okay, guys. In any case, this is a longer video, it seems, than I wanted to make. But have a nice day. Goodbye to everybody.